Lord of the Rings, a movie that was praised for all its cinematography, screenplay, and the story, of course. No guys, chill. This is not a movie review video, and I'm not reviewing the movie series. But there is something that the crypto world borrows from the movie series, and we are about to talk about that in this video. It's about Elrond. And yes, you are right, it is named after the character in Lord of the Rings. The Elrond of the crypto world is both a blockchain-based platform and a cryptocurrency, but it has something that makes it more special than that. Do not worry, guys. We are here to explain what exactly Elrond is and why it has gained so much popularity. Welcome to our beginner's guide. Today we will answer all the questions related to it right in this video itself. But before we go and discuss the basics of Elrond, one should know what is blockchain and proof of stake. So move ahead into the video. What is blockchain? If we talk about blockchain, it is such a vast term. But if we talk about it in simple terms, it is a decentralized database that allows digital money to be securely exchanged on the internet. It works like a ledger of our traditional banking system, where every single record of the transaction is kept under the ledger. But the bigger asset of the blockchain is that it must be decentralized, meaning it won't be owned by anybody, giving users extreme privacy. And to govern all of this, there are certain algorithms that make up the blockchain, where one of them is proof of stake. What is proof of stake? So, if we talk about proof of stake, it is nothing but a blockchain protocol that verifies all the entries in the database to keep the database secure. In other words, it secures the blockchain. A blockchain protocol is a common term for consensus methods. These methods are different systems that are implemented to reach consensus and validate transactions within a blockchain network. Some of them require investors to purchase physical mining equipment, while others require no physical hardware and just the holding of coins. Proof of stake requires holding of coins. But as mentioned on the beginning of this video, Elrond uses a special version of proof of stake, which is called as the secure proof of stake. Now, what is this new term? Let me quickly give you an outlook of it. What is secure proof of stake? Secure proof of stake that is used by Elrond features a number of unique innovations. The Elrond blockchain network uses nodes that can be a server, smartphone, or a computer that runs the Elrond node client software to relay and process the data across the blockchain. While all proof of stake networks utilize a system of nodes to send data and establish consensus, Elrond makes use of three specific types of nodes, and these include validators, observers, and fishermen. Let's just simplify this a bit and look at each one of them one by one. Validators are the main nodes on the Elrond network that process transactions and secure the network by participating in the consensus mechanism while earning rewards from the protocol and transaction fees. In order to become part of the Elrond network, a validator needs to put up collateral in the form of Egld tokens, which are staked to align the incentives between validators and network goals. As a matter of fact, validators stand to lose their stake if they collude to disrupt the network. Next, we have the observers. Observers are passive members of the network that can act as a read and relay interface. They can be either full, keeping the entire history of the blockchain, or light, keeping only 2 epochs of blockchain history. Observers are not required to stake Egld tokens to join the network and are not rewarded for their participation. As the name says it all, they are simply observers and nothing more than that. Then we have the fishermen. Fishermen is a node which verifies the validity of blocks after they have been proposed. They challenge invalid blocks resulted from adversity of malicious actors and are rewarded for their service. The fisherman role can be fulfilled by validators, which are not part of the current consensus round, or by observers. But when we talk about the uniqueness of Elrond, the list does not end here. What is sharding in blockchain? One of the key features that sets Elrond apart from other blockchains is that it uses sharding. The Elrond sharding breaks the whole blockchain into smaller, more manageable datasets for maximum efficiency. Elrond gives freedom to the users to choose the shard they want, which distributes the network's workload. Validation transactions, block creation, and staking are all done separately on each shard. Now that we have gone all the specialties of Elrond, let's understand what Elrond is and how it works. The Elrond is a public blockchain created to provide high-level scalability, interoperability, and high throughput. The goal is to create a decentralized network that can provide the same or better performance as compared to the centralized networks, while also providing users with much better privacy and security. The Elrond blockchain plans on achieving these goals through its unique features that we discussed earlier. Egld Tokens. The Elrond Gold, or more commonly known as Egld token, is what powers the network. If we talk about the use cases of the tokens, it can be used by users of the network for governance, by owning and staking Egld. They can also gain the ability to vote on network upgrades and are rewarded with newly mined EGL, equal to the staked amount. Like many cryptocurrencies, the supply of Egld is limited, meaning that according to the software's rules, there will only be 20 million Egld for lifetime. What makes Elrond unique? Now that you have an extensive amount of the star of the show, let's find out why it is the star of our show today and what is unique in the ocean of cryptocurrencies. Faster and cheaper transactions. Speed. It is always an important aspect when we deal with cryptocurrencies, and Elrond stands out from the other cryptocurrencies for processing transactions quickly and cheaply. Smart contracts on the Elrond platform enable the blockchain to process up to 15,000 transactions per second. The fee per Egld transaction is $0.001, and when compared to Ethereum, Elrond uses less energy while processing transactions faster and for much lower fees. Designed for simplicity. Next thing about Elrond that attracts a lot of users is its simplicity. Just try explaining blockchain and the utility of cryptocurrencies to a layman, and you'll quickly see this is true. The Elrond team saw this obstacle with ERD, and to reach over 1 billion people, they needed to completely rethink and redesign the tokenomics of the Elrond native currency, and they have quite simplified everything and looks quite sorted. High store value. Moving on to the next aspect of Elrond is its high store value. When the Elrond team created Egld, they knew it would be the core of all internal usage in the Elrond ecosystem. They went further by designing it to create a strong store of value, similar to physical gold, but with functionality that can make it superior to gold in the long run. Eventually, all other currencies will be able to tap into Elrond's huge bandwidth capabilities and offer ways to transfer value electronically. Scarcity. Another uniqueness is its scarcity. By lowering the supply of Egld to 20 million, the supply of Egld per person is very low at 0.0025 Egld per person, and that makes it quite amazing. Staking incentive. Then we have the staking incentive. Validator nodes have a strong incentive to stake Egld and secure the network which comes from the newly issued Egld supplies over the coming decade. Eventually, as adoption increases, the inflation created by new supply is supplanted by transaction fees to cover staking rewards. The staking incentives become greater by limiting the total supply of Egld to 31,415,926 Egld, which will be reached by 2030. Adoption reduces inflation and increases demand for Egld. Now the next thing is that its adoption reduces inflation and increases demand for Egld. Thus, by substituting the emission of new tokens with transaction fees, the theoretical limit of Egld is reduced, which contributes to the scarcity of the token over time. And this increased adoption of Egld increases this dynamic and ensures that the theoretical supply limit of 31.4 million Egld will never be reached. And until then, we'll need to wait and watch it scale through. So that's all from my side, guys. If you found this video useful, do like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, and comment down below what next I shall cover in my videos. Until then, keep smiling and stay happy.